Sky go to trap ball.
Oh, praise to the Most High. Hey, last days. Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashima, Masaya, Yasa. Hey, look, this right here for my Hebrews. Don't fold. You get tried in that fire, you real gold. A real diamond, an arbor, like let me test it. If you make it through that, then you get your blessing. It won't prosper, but you go and see that weapon. Be the blood of a marsh, y'all get protection. And y'all come up out the word, you need an exit. The day of the Lord coming so unexpected. I pray to Abba, I pray we make it through the tribulation. Psalm 91, keep him your habitation. Keeping these commandments that we have in patience. All this stuff going on, it had you racing. Faith in Messiah is the only way. I'm watching what I do, watching what I say. What manner of person I be up in that day. I don't want the Father to look at me, be like, get away. I never knew you, but why that ole in your lap? You knew I was coming, why you told me that? If I don't spare the angels, I ain't sparing you. These the end times, so be careful.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making me. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Shut shit down. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. And this is kind of an improv live. I wasn't planning on doing this, but today is a special day. Today is a good day. Today is the day that allegedly Tiffany Henyard is facing a possible indictment on a federal level for many things. So what we're going to do here is do a little flashback. We're going to highlight some of the characters in this particular situation. And at the end, what I want to do is educate. Okay, you know, I like to learn. I love to share factual information. So because I don't have the federal indictment in my hand, and I am trying to work on that, we're going to go over the parts of a federal indictment and what to expect, because we don't know what to expect as the common person. We have our feelings. We know what she had been doing, but we never know. So we want to be educated on that level so we won't be too shocked about what may occur. So right now I'm going to start off with a little flashback. You know how we do. Before we get into it, because I just started just to get into the mess, I want to say thank you so much for the people who checked out our trending topics last night. We're not going to only be talking about Tiffany Henyard on this channel, keeping the people informed, you know, and reading a lot of those cases. Also, I do have some more cases that I found, like it's just so many. So I'm just going to show y'all some of the list I found. And then as time goes on, we're going to get into ones that may be juicy or pertinent to what's going on today. But like I said, I have a lot of content to share with you. I do hope that you check out our trending topics. We are on episode 20, political, celebrity, international. And what we're going to do is, what we prompt to do is look at it from a different perspective. So I just had to do a little commercial for that. And now let's get our content on the screen. Thank you for being here with Grace Levi on this Improv Live. Also, I want to send a shout out to Jedediah. I uploaded probably one of the last contents of his particularly in whole that I'll be uploading on this channel, because he does have a channel on YouTube. I need to turn myself. I'm always turned the other way and I get myself cut off the camera. He has a channel on YouTube and is investigate. Don't kick my butt. I'm supposed to know it off the top of my head, but I'm going to put the information at the bottom of on the description, so you guys can definitely go to his YouTube page. I know he's doing well, but I just wanted to let y'all know what I'm going to be doing, as well as just keeping you informed from the legal perspective. So I did want to upload that video because I found it important, because that was part of his actual first episode that he did for his podcast. And that episode include Dr. Nikita talking about her experience with Michael Smith. So I do pray that Jedediah continue to stay focused on these characters if needed, and expose what he need to. Okay, because I think that's some of the characters that they need to look into this federal case. And you know the feds could bring racketeering. You know what I'm saying? We hoping for the big stuff. So Dalton board makes new move against scandal-ridden Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard. So I want to just talk about this a little bit, because I have my perspective of why they did this. Put him as like Mr. Holmes, an interim mayor to probably step in if, i.e., something happens.
Yet in trouble. The other big story tonight, maybe the most chaotic meeting yet in troubled South Suburban Dalton.
Nate Rogers sorting out another confrontation involving the mayor, the board, and the public. Nate.
Yeah, guys, this Board of Trustees meeting ended early tonight with 4 trustees actually walking out abruptly. The village clerk left early as well. First, I want to paint a picture of what all we were able to experience. It was very chaotic, and to be quite honest with you, frankly honest with you, it was even scary at times for those of us that were inside of the meeting. There were folks banging on the windows and doors of the village hall. About 100 residents showed up at the meeting tonight, but only 42 residents were allowed inside. They had to walk through metal detectors, and they were wanded down. Before I take you inside of the meeting, I want you to listen to what happened outside first.
Let us in! This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
But at least the majority of the people in Dalton should be able to think like the mayor does. She's scary. She's absolutely scary.
Why can't we get in our public building to have meetings? Why are meetings being canceled? Why can't we have transparency? What's going on with our tax dollars?
Several residents calling on Dalton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard to resign. She's been criticized for mismanaging village funds and dividing the Board of Trustees. The meeting comes amid a sexual harassment and retaliation complaint against Henyard. A former employee says she was sexually assaulted during a work trip in Las Vegas last year. The complaint says the employee was disoriented and unsure how she woke up inside a village trustee's hotel room. When she woke up about the former employee's claims, when she spoke up, about the claims, she was retaliated against, she says, and later fired. The FBI is now looking into village practices.
You know what happened in Vegas. You know what happened. And you should be addressing it, saying something to the residents about it.
I have cancer. Of course I do. Tiffany stole money from a cancer foundation. How dare you? How dare you steal? And I helped you with your campaign. How dare you steal from us? I had to buy my wigs. Are you going to reimburse me for the wigs that I've been spending my money on?
And they say that you're the worst mayor in America. I agree.
Me too. Highlighting the citizens of Dalton. Shout out to you. Continue to keep your eyes on the prize and endure.
Now, no one is in custody and no charges have been filed following that former employee's complaint. Also, the trustee accused was absent from tonight's meeting. Residents said that trustee should resign as well. Residents also wore blue ribbons in support of victims of sexual abuse. Now, back out here live, just a little bit more on background. We've learned that this was the first time that metal detectors were used. The acting police chief saying that they received credible threats even today about this meeting, and that's why folks were taken through metal detectors and wanded down. Again, 4 out of their 6 trustees did leave the meeting early. Mayor Tiffany Henyard did criticize those Board of Trustees for leaving, saying that she really wanted to accomplish some of the business of the village, and as a result, she was unable to do so. Of course, we'll continue.
Let's stop right there. I want to backtrack on some of the things he's saying. First, I want to say, you saw all the faces I was making. I already told y'all, I understand Miss Belcher. Oh my God, especially dealing with someone like Tiffany, it'll make your face toot up and all types of stuff. But some of the things that he mentioned that I just wanted to highlight, the intimidation tactics that they were using on the citizens of Dolton. And as I tell you guys, stick together, stand up. Y'all may have to do your own policing in your neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? Make sure the police these police out here, because I have some clips for us to kind of flash back before we get into the serious business of what Jedediah went through. Okay, those type of things are unacceptable. I'm grateful that the FBI is probing, and we're going to just kind of go into some of the concepts that they may be probing. So right now, we already know she's doing all unlawful things by not allowing the citizens to attend the meeting, not going to all of the meetings, not on unlawful, but at the end of the day, she should be participating in those meetings. She's not giving financial information and much more. I have another clip to show you to get into that highlights subpoena reveals Tiffany Henyard and her allies are the FBI focus. So let's see if we could get a little bit more details of what they are focusing on. Let me get it on the right section. I appreciate you guys being here with me on this Improv Live. I am totally on the side of Dolton. Whatever I can do to continue to share information, enlighten people, and educate, that's what we're going to do. I'm trying to get my investigation skills together, y'all. You know, I can find certain information, but I'm kind of trying to just expand my horizons. And I do want to clarify, it is investigate and advocate, okay? Shout out to Jedediah, because he wasn't the only one that put light on this, but his spirit, his aura, you know, brung a lot of attention. And I do want to say to Jedediah, continue to be you, continue, you know, because I know that you're starting something new and, you know, there's some restrictions and limitation on YouTube. So just, you know, make sure you expand your horizons. What brung people to you is you being you. So I know we got to get a little professional, but y'all already know how I am. Y'all can see the professional side, but I'm a little bit spicy and I'm going to be me. So I really love when people are their genuine self. Don't let nobody change you. That's my message to Jedediah. Here we go. So Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard named in the latest FBI subpoena. Let's watch this together.
That justice is...
Hold on, baby.
I'm happy that justice is being served.
Dolton trustee Brittany Norwood reacts to the latest federal subpoena served Monday at Dolton Village Hall, asking for all payments, expense reimbursements, per diems, and credit card expenditures for Mayor Henyard, beginning just before her election in 2021.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor.
The same information is also requested for Henyard's top assistant, Keith Freeman, and a pair of businesses controlled by Freeman, as well as several trustees and village employees who've traveled with Henyard. The subpoena also shows the FBI is looking into complaints by Dolton business owners whose licenses have been held up by the village, asking for licensing information for 10 bars and restaurants, including 2 that were raided and closed by Dolton police in February, Rinky's Bar and Pablo's Cafe and Bar, after Fox 32 visited those businesses to ask about their owners' frustration.
It's like 10 police cars came in and they start pushing customers from here. And he said, if you don't leave, we're going to lock you up.
And it's clear the feds are focusing on all the expensive out-of-state travel by Henyard and her crew, including first-class plane tickets, asking for travel records for all trips, but specifying Washington, D.C., Las Vegas, and Portland, Oregon.
They're questioning the finances because that's been a real big concern of mine as a board member. We've been wondering how the money is being spent.
Mayor, why do you need so many officers, details, and security?
Yeah.
Last year, Fox 32 reported on Henyard's pricey police security detail, with Dalton officers working thousands of hours of overtime to drive the mayor around and sometimes run her personal errands. Well, the FBI took notice, asking for shift records for a number of officers assigned to that detail, including Officer Terry Young, who last May reported working 303 hours over a 2-week period. When we asked Henyard about it, Mayor, mind if I ask you a couple questions about your security detail?
Absolutely not.
I'm asking her.
Yeah, she said no.
And the subpoena request records for Henyard's self-named charitable foundation, which, as we reported last year, used Dalton employees and vehicles during a fundraising march to Springfield. Trustee Norwood says the FBI subpoena is targeting information that even board members have not been able to access.
I'm happy that it seems like the residents will eventually get the answers to the questions that they've been asking.
In all, the FBI has served a total of 5 subpoenas over the past 2 weeks on Dalton and Thornton Township, where Henyard also serves as supervisor. This latest subpoena gives Dalton officials until May 20th to turn over the requested records to the federal grand jury. Dane Placco, Fox 32, Chicago.
And what is today's date, guys? May 20th. So let's see if Tiffany Henyard is going or even have the capability to bring forth all of what they're asking for. Let's do a little rewind, because this is going to be heavy. This is going to be heavy. Not only that, I believe that they're going to be looking into the sexual assault case and how she handled it on an employee level. Discrimination and those type of laws that apply to that. Financial records. Those financial records include, but not limited to, allegedly, and I do have that picture that Jedediah put up of some of the spending, but I want a bigger report so I can look at it. But the tone of it was that she was pulling a lot of cash off of the credit card. And I think that credit card is connected to that general account that the trustees are very skeptical to get unauthorized funding transferred over. If y'all remember the last meeting, not the one that they had made house, the interim mayor, in case anything happened, but the one prior. In that meeting, they were asking for particular funds to be transferred over. And they like, wait a minute. Okay, before we transfer this, and that's why I like the trustees, they're like, okay, even if we're going to be diplomatic about this, we need to know what is going to be going to. Can we get the direct checks written from that account to whoever that we approve that the money is going to be used for? So that was the tone that I was hearing. They're just trying to be politically correct. But I will say to you guys, continue to say no, because you already know that something suspect is happening. So they're looking for records such as that, as well as travel expenses. And that was some of the things that I found that they were arguing about on the in the trustee meetings, that she basically was saying she did not want to pay for or reimburse the trustees for hotel fees, because this was a while ago, because they stayed in the convention that was in town and they upgraded their packages. This is what she was saying. And they replied, well, that's part of what we can get, as far as what the town is obligated for us when we are doing events, i.e. because you at a place late, you don't want to drive home. I don't know how far it is. I'm not making any excuses, but if they have the right to do it, it's okay. Now, she has the right as well. And what they highlighted was that everybody else was able to put in what they paid for and got their money refunded. But when it came to the trustees, it was drama. And that's what I highlight. This bickering between them was very just futile, just terrible for the community. And it showed that there was personal feelings involved in this. And I will highlight, I did find something very interesting. I didn't get into the case yet, but it's not allegedly. I did find some suit involving Miss Belcher and Henyard. I don't know what it entails, but I will look into it and just keep all of this stuff in mind, okay? Because there is some inner things that's going on. And I think I'm an outsider, but I will talk about, therapeutic communication, team building, because that's some of the things we need to talk about. We have to be transparent. So I know a few people felt away about my other improv live where I was mentioning some things about what we noticed about Miss Belcher's mannerism in the last one, but it may be stemmed from something. It is good to talk about it. I ain't telling you to call me Miss Belcher, but just know that, we, a lot of us is on point. So just continue to do what you do. I know I hurt that somebody's feelings, but I love you guys. I know Miss Belcher is a hardworking person as well as very educated, and someone educate me. She is a great help to the community beyond being a trustee. From what they said, allegedly that she has adopted children as well, giving back to the community. So I'm going to give a shout out to Miss Belcher. You're doing your thing. But this is Uncensored Enlightenment Talk, and I'm going to bring up everything. So the financial records are at play right here. Possibly they're going to be looking into the closures of, or not the closures, the attempts held up in closures of these businesses in Dalton, how she was having a play for play situation and basically monopolizing the area, allegedly trying to get real estate and businesses out of her way in the process. Okay, so that is some of the different categories I would assume we may see in this indictment when it go through, because we doing more than crossing our fingers. We know, we have faith, we see it, we see the orange jacket. I'm sorry, I really don't want her to totally go to jail because she got a baby. I'm gonna just let y'all know I do have a little soft spot for her, because I'm like, she has a child, she's young, she's melanated, but she needs to have some type of penalty. Okay. I do have two sides to this. And lastly, the funds that was transferred into the charity is not allegedly, but they were funded by the citizens in an amount of at least or equal to about $10,000. Sound about right? And then she goes on Roland Martin and says, no, I have nothing to do with that charity. I'm just the face. Anytime you put my thumbnail on stuff, it hits the algorithm. Thank you, Tiffany Henyard, for getting Grace Levi in the algorithm. Okay, baby, we needed it. So now FBI subpoenas America's worst mayor over financial records. Let's see if it's something a little bit more that we can find out in detail with this. Let's see what News Nation has to say, and then we're going to just do a little flashback on some of the characters and some of the clips that we got from the backyard. And the backyard is dedicated to Jedediah, because those are most of his clips, all of his clips that he got in real time, trying to or not trying, but investigating this. So I'm gonna just tell you, he had me on an emotional roller coaster. I told him that I appreciate what he did, and we're gonna show some of those clips. Okay.
The FBI is continuing its investigation into an Illinois mayor who is becoming notorious for all the wrong reasons. The agency filing subpoenas to see her financial records and those of her closest allies. Dalton, Illinois Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been under intense scrutiny and ridicule over her alleged spending of taxpayer money. Those expenditures include tens of thousands of dollars worth of luxury travel to Las Vegas and Atlanta, also pricey meals, also hair and makeup. Subpoenas were issued for her boyfriend, her top aide, the acting police chief, her charity.
Can we stop right here? I'm going to need somebody to clarify this for me, okay? Hi, everyone in the comments. Y'all start talking, do whatever y'all need to do. I'm going to read the comments in the end. But I want to ask y'all a question. This is how that question. Keith Freeman got out that car, and in that interview with the police that you saw on the body cam, they asked him who he was, and he was like, oh, that's my girl. He kind of said it like passively, but he said that. Keith Freeman said that he that was his girl. But then I hear other people talking about Kamal is her boyfriend. Okay, so I'm confused of what's going on here. I'm seeing a little pass around allegedly, and then the flashback to highlight that she has supposed to have been with Mr. Smith, Michael Smith, at some point. What is going on here? So can somebody clarify that for me? Which one is her actual boyfriend? That's all I just wanted to ask, because I was kind of confused, because Keith said that's my girl. Y'all saying Kamal is. You see some Keith and Kamal working together with that case that's dealing with the barbershop, allegedly. But Kamal is her cousin, I thought. because that's what it said in the indictment paper. So just clarify with me. You know, I like to get y'all input, y'all knowledge. I'm very knowledgeable. Y'all out there, and I'm not. So let's just get to it.
Pretty. And those are just a few, as you can see on your screen right there. So joining us now is investigative reporter Ben Bradley from our Chicago affiliate, WGN. Ben has been following this closely. Ben, always so great to see you. This is quite a situation, I guess is the best way to put it. Lay out the latest on this investigation by the FBI and what it could mean not only for the mayor, but also her allies, both political and personal.
Well, Nicole, it's clear from these subpoenas that we obtained that the FBI's focus is Tiffany Henyard and those who have supported her or benefited from her largesse with taxpayer dollars.
Those who supported her and benefit. That includes allegedly Michael Smith. I'm just going to add that. Yeah, I have a thing against people, not a thing against, but I feel a way about people who are predators or allegedly predators to women and children. I already explained a little bit to y'all about my experience, and that's something deep in my heart. So I'm going to highlight some of these pedos. If y'all see me on Rumble, I have a lot of videos about maps and pedos and how I feel about them and how, like we said last night, they need to have stricter laws and stricter law guidelines to lock them up. So, Mr. Michael Smith, you better lay low. Lay low.
What's really interesting to me is, as a reporter, we rarely have the opportunity to provide our viewers with a front row seat inside an active and ongoing FBI investigation. When I started doing these stories nearly a year ago, reporting on her first-class airfare and fancy meals, a stay at the Four Seasons in Atlanta, a nearly $10,000 hotel bill in New York City.
That's how she really looked, y'all. And she looked decent in this picture, but I just want to clarify that makeup magic changed a lot of stuff, okay?
Little did we know that that would become the basis for an FBI investigation that has now grown to include a dozen people close to her. Now, we don't know that all of those people are suspected of wrongdoing, but what we do know is that the FBI here in Chicago is looking at the actions of this small South suburban mayor who has lived a large life on the taxpayer expense.
Absolutely. Now, in spite of these accusations, this investigation, Henyard, we know, remains in her multiple positions because she's more than, just the mayor. She has other roles. Do we know if it's affecting her day-to-day duties?
Well, I can tell you that not only is she still in office in the two positions she holds, one is the mayor of a small South suburb, the other is a township supervisor, but her top aide in both municipalities, a guy by the name of Keith Freeman, was indicted for bankruptcy fraud for allegedly lying about his income from Dalton. He got indicted a few weeks ago, and he's still on the job, still sitting next to her in board meetings, still advising her. The theory, of course, is the FBI, as the FBI has been known to do, likes to work up the food chain, and perhaps they're using this bankruptcy fraud charge against her top aide as a means to squeeze him and potentially get him to cooperate.
And then the Mayor Henyard, has been very vocal in pushing back against all these accusations. What happens next at this point?
Well, for nearly a year, Nicole, as you know, the mayor has called our reporting fake news, but there's nothing fake news or fake about the fact that FBI subpoenas name her, they name her top aide, they name her boyfriend, they name her cancer charity, they name her political fund, they name her defunct burger business. So that tells you just how wide-ranging the FBI investigation is. We don't know if it's going to result in charges, but I did talk to a former FBI special agent who reviewed the subpoenas, and she said, if I'm Tiffany Henyard, I'm very nervous right about now.
All right, Ben. I'm going to ask this last question for you, since I am currently undergoing cancer treatment. You mentioned a cancer charity there. Talk to us about that. Did any cancer patients actually receive any help? What do we know?
We don't know the answer to that because Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, which is the name of the cancer charity, alleged cancer charity, has failed to file any of the required paperwork showing the basics of how it collects and how it spends money. And so we can't tell you what their activities have been or who they've helped. We can tell you that the one event we do know about was a walk to the state capitol here in Illinois. And we can tell you that a lot of taxpayer resources went into that, from vehicles to personnel to equipment. And Tiffany Henyard's government even donated $10,000 to her namesake charity. But again, it's a cancer charity, but we don't know if it actually helped cancer patients.
We certainly hope that some actual cancer patients were helped.
Exactly. All right. That was a mouthful. I'm just going to just let that ride out. Now, it's something that I want to just read to you guys. I'm gonna put Miss Fugly on the page. Yes, she ugly on the inside, ugly on the outside. I'm sorry, I don't feel Miss Mayor Dalton at all. Where's her picture? Woo! I'm gonna kick their butt. Did they take a picture off? I'm gonna put this up there since you want to take a picture off of my stuff. Let me. Yeah, I told y'all some things be happening. I'm gonna get to this short little article that I found where it highlights what no one wants to represent the Village law firm drops out of the case, and that is Delgado. Now we remember Delgado dropped himself out of the case. This is something that you want to think about, and I'm not going to say he's not one of the 12 that they're looking into, but he is playing chess, not checkers, I think, by removing himself from the case. Some of the things that they are investigating that I know Delgado allegedly have some knowledge of, because he has been leading her. He has to be one of the 12 because he has been guiding her for, say, mostly in the last year and a half, the board meetings that I have seen, he has been by her side. Okay. And I want to highlight that we have not been hearing anything from Miss Henyard, even though we know that she has a publicity agent that was, I don't think approved by the board, but somehow getting paid. And that was some of the monies that was going towards her that I believe that was frivolous. Shortly after her making the famous statement towards citizens, children who passed away. This is just some of the critical elements that we have to pay attention to, because they're going to be probing into all of this misappropriated spending. Henyard and her entourage have racked up over $102,000 in travel expenses charges to taxpayers in the past year, according to the analyst of a credit record that was produced by WGN Investigations. Let me see, can I get that on another screen? Records show first-class airline flights saying up to $9,000 stays for Four Seasons hotels in Atlanta. $9,000. Okay, $13,000 bills at the Marriott Marquis in New York. What are you doing? Okay, Henyard and her allies that cost taxpayers at least $26,000. Henyard, former assistant, now accused Dalton trustee of community active Andrew Holmes of sexual assault. So the people around her are going to be questioned, and I want you guys in Dalton to be aware, because you may know these people. These people have been, benefiting from the controversy and the monies. And just know it's not going to be just Tiffany Henyard. That's what I want to highlight. We're focused on her, but there's going to be more players that's going to be going down. At least 12, according to the news, that they are looking at personal and political. Right. And I hope this investigation expands to the township of Thornton, because they have major issues with her supervisorship and what she is doing, highlighting that she is having the same tactics, the same sell point lines there, saying, I'm bringing all this money, this, that, and the third. And you have people on that side that's exposing that she's not, that her income allegedly is increasing over there. She has a separate income. The income I was talking about was the income she was getting as the mayor. She got a different income from being a supervisor. So allegedly that money has been increased over the last couple of years, giving herself significant increase in pay. That was on one of the Facebook and Dalton groups. I think I saw that. So we're going to get a little bit more deeper into some of those things towards the end of the week. But I just wanted to highlight some of the aspects of her case, or whatever she is going through, that's going to be crumbling. Who is going to represent the Wicked Witch of the West? Okay, y'all saw that. My picture going. I can't believe. I can't believe it. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm spiritually blind. There go the picture. There go the picture. She tried to spiritually blind me. Let me read a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to move on to show you some of the clips of her actors in action and what they went through, what Jedediah went through with them. So it says the public corrupt. They are investigating public corruption, crime, and fraud. So Attorney Pat Welsh, representative of the officer and the 3 others, current and former employees who are suing Henyard in the village, accuse her of misusing her political power. That's an understatement. Mayor Henyard is on an island of lawlessness and doing what she thinks will benefit her personally and politically, rather than following the law and doing what will benefit the village of Dalton and the residents. Dalton residents have been crowding, and well, it says as crowding village board meetings, demanding answers and accountability for months. Okay, so let's just do a little flashback of what was going on, what Jedediah went through from the back door. Talked about the lawyer. Thank you for being here with me today. I do ask for you to like and subscribe. Hit the like. Hit the like button. Thank you for being here. So this is one of the people who, if you don't know, if you didn't watch the Smith allegations that we just had up, that came on about an hour or 2 ago. Thank you, Jedediah. I was waiting for you to upload it and you didn't. I really wanted you to upload the Dr. Nikita interview, but I was like, we just got to put this up so people can actually just see what other individuals have been going through with allegedly Mr. Smith. Now, I know I'm rambling because I'm trying to get some stuff on the screen. Bear with me. Y'all know I'm my own producer. Okay? So y'all hear all the clicker that click? That's from me. So let's put this old clip up. It's not a couple from a couple of weeks ago. Last week, I would assume. Can y'all hear it? We're not going to watch the full 11 minute, but let me make sure that y'all can see me. So this was Jedediah announcement. Red light. He started to talk about what was going on with Mr. Smith.
All right. Jesse, hold on one second, y'all.
This Mr.
First
Smith.
thing that I want to bring y'all attention to, if you guys haven't seen it already, is I was given a message by Michael Smith. So I want you all to get this message. I'm going to have to learn how to screenshot today.
It's a flashback.
This is Michael Smith, ladies and gentlemen. This is his message to me. I played some of it, but I got the rest later on.
I'm going to tell you by word of mouth to cease
and
desist. I've already spoken to my attorney because that MetLife legal plan gives you attorneys free.
Let me just stop right here. MetLife legal plan ain't good for Jedediah. It is definitely not good for the feds. You better lawyer up, baby.
Nigga ain't talking about he got free lawyers. Okay, Michael, so I have received your cease and desist order. I have understood what you said, that you have free lawyers with your MetLife plan, but my free lawyer said we're ready. So with that being said, fuck your cease and desist. Are you really going to sue a homeless man?
All right. I just wanted to show that clip, get a little flashback on who Michael Smith is and how Jedediah has started to actually expose this man. And I will say this. I know the FBI is watching. We're putting a lot of stuff out there, and I know it's making it easy for them. So go ahead and get the clips. Go ahead and investigate and get them down and dirty in the bottom of Guantanamo Bay. Because I think Rico is calling. I'm going to just shut on up. Now, let's get into this other clip that was exciting and had my heart racing. Jedediah, you know, he didn't want me to talk about my feelings about this, but I was stressed out. I don't want to see no black man being chased by the police. It don't be nothing good after that. That's why I know Jedediah got an amazing, a miraculous, a Holy Spirit type of covering over him. Grateful for him because this shit was a little wild. Oh, I got it on the screen. Let me get it on the screen. Hold on 1 second. Let's play it. Now, mind these my raw clips, y'all.
Seen the video or the images. Here we go. I was trying to figure out was Kamal a decent man? What did he mean until I saw these?
Where my thing at?
Number one, was he on a security detail coming that many minutes late? No. Was he in his uniform? No. Was he in his jurisdiction? No. But I thought that this picture was interesting because you could look at that Sambo as nigga boss, I got you. But what really, really, really stuck out to me was the boss. And do you all know?
Chewbacca. I didn't say that.
And I didn't even have a clue that she was even in the damn car. And when I thought about it in hindsight, there was a hand in the car when he went back to the car. That woman was in that car that whole time. I guess. But this is the thing. This is not the face of a woman who deserves any public sympathy or any mercy.
No.
Because I know for a fact that she called this. That even with the FBI, they believe.
Wait. He called him a this. He called him this thick ass. Sorry.
And this man who know our conversation, if he was a real man, wouldn't be a part of that.
Exactly.
He deserves no public sympathy or consideration. And since my mama shouldn't have been mentioned, and you threaten my mother, I want you to know you've been heard.
And I'm going to pause right here because I want to highlight some things. This is if y'all watching FBI, okay? If y'all can, just pay attention to some of this stuff too. Not only was Henyard not allegedly, but was driving unlawfully in a car chasing after a citizen in another county with the sheriff that to me he looked like he was off duty because I think it happened around 7:30 at night because I remember it was happening. I think I was on my way to work. When I got to work, I started getting stressed out like what the hell. I gotta watch this later. He gonna stress me out. So it's probably in the evening time. Called this man in his drawers to come over and involve himself in a fake police report that was exposed in its totality, well, most of it that we saw on YouTube. Okay, you see this, FBI? You see this? We got it here for you. All right. Now, my thing is, just want to clarify. I already know Jedediah understand this. He sees it clearly. Keith Freeman is compromised. He is the compromisation that goes on. Allegedly, according to her PR person or former assistant, Dr. Nikita. Not Dr. Nikita. Not is that Dr. Nikita? It was another person. I can't remember the name. Don't kill me. Basically, she was saying that that her behavior changed remarkably when Keith Freeman came into the picture. If y'all remember that, who the person who said that, I think that was Dr. Nikita. So she was like, just changed. She started just, basically being feud with the wrong decisions, and being belligerent about that. All right. So just keep your eyes on Mr. Keith Freeman. It's more than just bankruptcy, allegedly, because you already see the case going on with the barbershop. Now, I did see somebody comment that said Kamal Woods is Tiffany's boyfriend, but then I read the case to you guys with the barbershop. We're going to get back into it. They named Kamal Woods as her cousin or associate that they possibly trying to get that business to. So we may need to do a little bit more investigation because we heard Keith said that's my girl. So it may be Keith's girl for right now. You know what I'm saying? For right now. Because some stuff is going on. Some alleged sex magic. I try to tell y'all. There'll be some other stuff going on to the left. So just give me something about FBI. So in the car, so she was in the car unlawful. And what was I about to say? It was one more thing that he mentioned. I forgot, but let's move on. So this was just a clip that was brought to you by Jedediah. These are some of the actors. If the FBI don't know how they look or what happened, here you go. And also, this township did amazing. These are the epitome of decent officers. I don't know nothing about that other township, but they smelt the BS coming off what was going on with this report. Not only, okay, this is what I wanted to say. I agree. That's what you tried to take it out of my head, did you? Your chunky ass, huh? Chunky. You, Mr. Lewis, Lacey Lewis. They need to start investigating the police department. It's very important. That's something that we did not hear the mainstream news talk about. I really do think so. In internal affairs, if they're compromised allegedly in this FBI. This is the first time I ever talked to the FBI. It's the first time I ever sending out messages like you need to get them, because usually I'll be like, no. But there's some more stuff you make sure you pay attention. Okay? Just go ahead. We want to feed you. We're going to feed you the right way this time, okay? Don't treat this case like Kanika Jenkins and sweep it under the rug, though, okay? We need the people to have justice here. We're moving for you. So remember that. There were tactics that this man used, not only tactics, but lies, plain out lies. He lied and said that she had a restraining order against Jedediah, and that somebody else had a restraining order against Jedediah, and that Jedediah was chasing them. Jedediah was running up on them like a YouTuber. I mean, complete fabricated story. Even the setup about the story was fabricated. Oh my goodness. If I could get my hands on that clip, I will react. Okay. Now let's move on. I think those are the only clips that I wanted to show you of some of the actors. Oh, one more actor. Let's go. Let's get it, because we're going to highlight the pedos. We're going to highlight the pedos here. Okay. We're going to show you who is the other person that I think that they're paying attention to. They better. Don't say I think. You better. You better be mad that I said it. You know why? Because that's your friend, FBI. This is your friend. Yup, Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. I'm talking to you too. I love you. You come to my hospital, I'll take care of you. But I'm going to correct you. FBI. This gentleman right here, he's your friend. You gave him an award for all of his activism and look over allegedly overlooked a crime that he did. I don't know. Allegedly. There is allegations that I have heard come out of, I'm not going to say who, because I want them to bring more information, and you know. But basically that a woman who was unalive or found unalive, the last person that she was with this sicko, the scary ass looking candy man. Let's get him on the screen.
Chicago activist known for his crime scenes and helping grieving families. But now Andrew Holmes is out of a job. The nonprofit he worked for says he's been terminated amid a lawsuit and allegations that he assaulted a former co-worker. Holmes also serves as a trustee in the village of Dalton. NBC5's Regina Waldrop with tonight's story.
We in the most dangerous areas at the most dangerous time at night.
His name, his face, synonymous with the fight against Chicago violence.
We are just concerned about the child right about now.
On TV screens and in newspapers, Andrew Holmes stood with families during their most difficult times. He met with dignitaries, received countless awards.
Who is that?
Crisis
Who is this? Who is this? He's not just a regular white guy. Somebody supported this alleged pedophile, alleged sexual deviant. Let's keep it moving.
Fonder. But in the wake of allegations against him, now the group he worked for, Chicago Survivors, says Andrew's been terminated. A statement to NBC5 reads, "Our mission is to provide crime victim services to family members of homicide victims, so our relationship with those families and our community is paramount. without compromise. There needs to be strong mutual trust and an assumed high level of safety for the adults and children we serve. For those reasons, we terminated his employment in April upon learning of the serious allegations. I'm fighting for every woman. Holmes also serves as an elected trustee in the village of Dalton. He's being sued by Phinia Dukes, Mayor Tiffany Henyard's ex-assistant. Dukes filed this civil lawsuit against Henyard and Holmes. She accuses him of assaulting her. Dukes.
All right, we know about we do know about this. Shout out to Miss Phinia, because I call her Miss Fanny. Miss Phinia, blessings to you for coming out and standing strong. Keep fighting. I want to send love and blessings also, and thank you to Chicago survivors for moving fast, quick and fast to remove that ass. I'm sorry, remove unass that seat. Get up out of here. Okay, we don't want to have nothing to do with pedos, sex crime, or anything. But I want to highlight there's a reason why they did not take him off the board. People were talking about that. I know y'all understand, because if they pull his off, one is going to be a legal proceeding, which is going to cost more money. They can't legally just pull him off. They're going to have to take him to court. Secondly, if they do it and it's in a timely manner, and that broad is still in there, Henyard, she can put somebody else in. God, if she was to do that, they'll show you how emboldened she is in crookedness. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight that is another actor in the game that you guys should be paying attention to. So now we're going to start to get into our next session where we're going to learn a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If you have the attention span for it, thank you. If you don't, I'll be chopping and splicing this video for you guys so you guys can get to what you want to see. But here I found this article that is brought to you by, this is a law firm, Birmingham and Corvac. This is a law firm. So there is called first-hand information, second-hand information, and general public information when it comes to law. First-hand information comes from going in to look at specific laws pertaining to specific crimes or bankruptcy or whatever. Second-hand information will come from credible people or authorities, and those include lawyers, judges, but not limited to them, and professional articles. So we're doing a level 2 right here. Okay, just getting into what is a federal indictment. I'm gonna have to break it down to you a little bit so y'all guys can understand how start looking for this type of stuff in the structure of law. I'm gonna be sneaking in there. What is a federal indictment? An indictment, I'm gonna put this resource down here so you guys can look at it, read it yourself. We're just gonna sum up some of the aspects of what a federal indictment is, what we can possibly expect, and just apply this information to all that stuff we just showed you. Okay, just plug it in. They're gonna put that there. They're gonna call this person here, possibly, and she going to jail. Sound like Rico. Smell about a Rico. Now let's get to it. Okay, an indictment is a form of accusation. So it's still in the accusation level or phase against one or more defendants, charging them with one or more crimes. In the federal crime system, the indictment is the principal method by which the prosecutor initiate crime proceedings. For certain types of crimes and under certain conditions, the prosecutor may instead of an indictment, rely on the criminal information or a criminal complaint to formally begin the case. This is why it was important for you guys to file on lawsuits. I know it costed you some money. And like I said, I send love and blessings to Pablo's, to Lucy's, to all of the places that had to stand and really go through getting to the point that they had to file lawsuits. It is not cheap, but this was the foundational aspects that they needed. That's why I said put the paper in. We could march, we could pray, we gonna pray. We gonna pray, but we gonna have to put the paper in. So shout out to you guys who used your funds to do so. I already gave y'all an idea what I think y'all should do, since there's so much crime involving y'all. Y'all need to have Mayor Tiffany crime trust, where everybody who got some issues and things that is legitimate, that they can put money in every month and create a kitty so each case could be funded. You see what I'm saying? Baby, I'm trying to get this done. You're gonna get Grace Levi in here. We're gonna have some suggestions. Get this shit done. We're gonna need some money and we're gonna need some unity here. Even if you don't like the person, you don't care, you get the person who has the most financial education and no bias. I would love for Miss Belcher to do it, because she already got education. You already had experience suing her ass. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that will create some type of bias or something like that. But I'm just throwing some shit out there. You know what I'm saying? So later in this article, we will briefly explain the difference between each of the legal documents, also called pleadings. So pleadings is some of the things that I was showing you on Pacer with those little dots. Their pleadings, their actions, their administrative actions. Okay, that makes the pleadings. Now, for example, federal indictment. So they're going over the document, what to look over for a document. We'll share that at the bottom if y'all want to know. If y'all want to know how to read it, you know, train your eyes. You're looking for case numbers, names, what court system they're in. That's some of the things, because I did have somebody down in the live that asked like they were interested in looking into law cases. This is not information that I will never hide from anyone, because if you like law like me, you want to look at cases, compare them, like, oh, this happened here, because I look at it like football. It's like a game to me, because it is a court. It's a court. It's a game, and you need to know how to play it for real. Doesn't make sense. How do prosecutors obtain federal indictments? By law, the federal indictment can only be bought or technically terms returned by the grand jury. And that's what we're waiting for today. Today's going to be next year. We're going to be happy anniversary on May 20th, which is the body of 16 to 23 citizens choosing from the community. What community? I hope it's from out there, y'all. She definitely going down. Definitely going down. The grand jury hears evidence and testimonies from witnesses presented by the prosecution. Now, sometimes they have witnesses, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of that information is just like, oh, it gets spicy. When they get into court, a lot of things are held. But when it comes to getting an indictment, they throw everything. But there's a lot of accusations too. Sometimes they don't have to have evidence. They can have a lot of accusations, and they come back. They're accusations that can conclude the guilt. Okay. But when we're dealing with the feds, they coming in hot. I'm gonna give it to you. I know they coming in hot. We giving you a lot. Okay. Once the grand jury hears the evidence, it votes to indict or not to indict based on whether there is a probable cause. And all you need is probable cause to believe that the defendant is guilty. A minimum of 16 grand jury jurors must be present to vote, to have a quorum, and at least 12 must vote in the favor of indictment before charges can be brought. So we are praying that all of these different charges could be brought. That's why we went over all that stuff. Now you could think like, okay, pray on it, like discharge, yeah, discharge. Now you see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is why in all federal indictments, there is a stamp or typically statement at the end of each document with the word "a true bill." I just went to the left, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of something. All right. Don't even pay mind to me. I think too much. You may have heard the expression that prosecutors can indict a ham sandwich. This reflects the fact that grand jury proceedings are secret and closed to the public. The defense has no opportunity to present evidence at the grand jury proceedings. So she can't present nothing. She can't present nothing. All she do is give them what they ask for. That's what you present, girl. Girl, hurry up. Challenging the prosecuted evidence or presents its side in the story. So they can't do none of the three. They cannot present their own evidence. They can't challenge the prosecuted evidence or present a side. She would have been able if she had truthful documents that show, but I bet you she don't. I bet you that she don't. The probable cause standard is one of the lowest standard in criminal law, defined as requiring only significant evidence to lead a reasonable person to believe that the crime has been committed and that the defendant is guilty. This stands in stark contrast to beyond a reasonable doubt, which is necessary to convict the defendant at trial. So this is why I wanted we probably get through this first part, but the main thing is what is going to be presented in trial. And I tell you, there's a lot of restrictions when these judges are biased, allegedly. Y'all should see at the beginning of that YSL trial, they was like, nope. The prosecutor got all their evidence in. But the defense attorney, that was an uphill battle. I'm just keeping it real. Here, but this we got to keep in count. It's the opposite, because the defendant here is of the state. Okay, she got connections. And that's why we got to keep prayers there and keep in mind, okay? It may be handled a little different, but the feds is on it. We will give it to you, okay? So can the indictment be amended, changes and charges different or new crimes? Technically speaking, the indictment cannot be amended once it has been returned by the grand jury, because that would violate the defendant's Fifth Amendment right to be indicted by a grand jury. So we will hope it has all of those aspects we were talking about, everything, including the charity, including Andrew Holmes, possibly Smith, Keith Freeman, you know what I'm saying? Lacey Lewis. Come on. I'm learning their names, baby. I'm getting better. Yeah, all of them people. All of them people. All right, prosecutors. Okay, so let's keep reading. Prosecutors accomplishes by filing what is called a superseding indictment. A superseding indictment is just like any other indictment, and it must be obtained the same way the original indictment through the grand jury. The superseded indictment can include different charges, new charges, and new defendants. Once the grand jury returns the superseded indictments supersedes the original indictment, so it can be amended. Y'all can add some more. Come on, keep on investigating and advocating, Jedediah. You got more work to do. Stay focused, bro. Okay, because I be seeing you all over the place. You Flint, Michigan, here. I understand, but we need to get the job done with Dalton first. Okay. So, what information must a federal indictment contain? As we're going to get into it a little bit, the Sixth Amendment guarantees the accused a right to be informed of the nature and the cause of the accusation in which they served her on TV in front of everybody. Therefore, the indictment must have enough information to inform the defendant on both the nature and the cause of the crime charged. The federal rules of the criminal procedures are another source of law governing indictment. So we're going to go into that on a later date, the federal rules of criminal procedures, because I got to go to work today. So I can't get into this and make this a 2-hour live, but we're going to try our best to get y'all enough information as possible till we hear back from what's going on. According to the rules, the indictment must be plain, consistent, and define written statements of the essential facts constituted in the offense charge. Furthermore, the indictment must allege facts that is true, constitute a federal crime, and they got facts. They probably don't even need for her to give that much, okay? Because I know these people could get into these systems and get the information. FBI, you know you got it. She don't need to give y'all nothing. Y'all see all of that. Y'all better subpoena the banks, everything. Y'all got this. Phone records. Y'all remember how y'all saw Fannie Willis and her boyfriend all over the place? Get it, baby. Let's get it. We want to track where they been, what they did, how they did it. Okay, so for example, if the indictment alleges that John stole merchandise from the department store, and if stealing from the department store is only a state but not federal crime, then the indictment in the case would be invalid because it did not allege a federal crime. That's why we need to know federal crimes, not just the state crimes here, because obviously the state wasn't doing nothing but sleeping. Let Miss Henyard run a muck. Shout out to the governor of Illinois. She's doing an amazing job. Amazing. Finally, case law developed from the court decisions also shape what must be in the indictment. The most significant law in the category comes from a series of cases beginning with the Supreme Court decision, Apprendi versus New Jersey. Under Apprendi, it is granted that any factors other than the prior conviction which has been affected of increasing a statutory minimum sentence or sets a mandatory minimum sentence may be pleaded in the indictment. So they're going to put basically all the charges, and they have to fit the federal guidelines of indictments and not just the state things that she did, but they're also going to put what the counts of what it can give her for each indictment. Okay. 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, 6. And don't run them concurrent. Okay. Let her. I'm sorry. I don't know if I want her in jail or I don't, because I feel bad for her a little bit. It's just getting a little heavy, but she don't feel bad for nobody else. So it is what it is. So let's just read 2 more sections of this before we bring this live to an end. What is the difference between a federal indictment, criminal complaint, and a criminal information Okay, let's just get to this so we can have an idea of what's the difference of the three: a federal indictment, a criminal complaint, and a criminal information. Okay. As mentioned earlier, indictment is only one way for the federal prosecutors to bring criminal charges. Other ways for prosecutors to bring criminal charges. That was a double statement. Other ways for prosecutors to bring criminal charges include using criminal information and the criminal complaint. And what are we showing? Criminal information. Keep going, investigator, advocate, because that was criminal. Everything, and the criminal complaints, and we want to say the lawsuits too. A criminal information is similar to an indictment in that it serves as a document formally accusing the defendant of committing one or more crimes. The main difference between the two is that a criminal information does not require a grand jury. This allows federal prosecutors to conserve resources. In federal misdemeanor cases, there is no Fifth Amendment right to indict by grand jury. The prosecutors therefore prefer to use criminal information instead of indictments. But they need an indictment on her. They can't she's not a regular person at this point. The federal felony case, the defendant may choose to waive or give up his Fifth Amendment rights to the indictment by the grand jury and be charged by criminal information instead. This happens most frequently where the defendant and the prosecutors have reached an agreement as a guilty plea to a particular offense before the indictment was returned. So she has time today to negotiate. You got a couple of minutes, girl. You got a couple of minutes to unask that seat, tell the truth, and pray to your God that you said got you. Your God. You keep talking about your God. And y'all know that I'm blocked off of her Facebook page. I made one damn comment talking about my God, this, that, and the third. I said the voodoo that you do, I don't know what God you serve, but God, the God you do serve is not the God that we all serve, because he want all of humanity to be prosperous. And I got blocked and deleted. And guess what? I got other pages and I'm watching that ass. Okay? Watching that ass. Okay, let's keep going. I'm almost done. Okay. In federal misdemeanor cases, there is no Fifth Amendment right to indict by grand jury. We read that, and prosecutors therefore refer to using criminal information instead of indictment. By federal felony cases, the defendant may choose to waive it, as we read, amendment rights into indictment, the Fifth Amendment right to indictment by a grand jury, and be charged by the criminal information instead. That happens most frequently where the defendant and the prosecutor has reached an agreement and to a guilty plea. So that's what they said. A criminal complaint. Let's move on. The last part. A criminal complaint, by contrast, is frequent use when prosecutors need to make an arrest quickly. We should have had a criminal complaint here. That's why we already got the bestest line up in Dalton, ready to take that unasked seat. Make sure that the people taken care of. Shout out to my boy. I'm gonna have to just put my boy up there because I love him. He's an amazing man. So I don't know this man. I don't know him, but I love him. He's just so sweet. I can read spirits. I read personalities. You know, I don't judge him. It is what it is. But this man, I love him. I don't know why. Remind me of like my grandpa, somebody I want to take care of, just love. I think he loved on the people. So let's just finish this. This may happen. So we're talking about a criminal complaint. This may happen if they want to quickly arrest someone. This may happen, for example, when the federal agents learn that the crime is about to occur or has just occurred or must act immediately. In this situation, prosecutors do not have the time to go through the grand jury process. Instead, prosecutors file a written document called a criminal complaint together with an affidavit signed by the agent familiar with the case. A judge and a magistrate judge will review the complaint and affidavit and issue an arrest warrant if he or she finds probable cause. Once an arrest is made on a criminal complaint, federal law requires that the defendant must be charged by an indictment. So that is kind of like, backwards. That's if she was doing some Fast and Furious stuff, okay? or by criminal information. So those are the standards. If it's a misdemeanor case or the defendant agrees to waive indictment within 30 days. So maybe she still has some time. It's not just today. But I know that she was already subpoenaed, so she had her 30 days. So how can a federal indictment be used in a court? In the indictment, legally, it's not evidence. So that's, I would assume so, because there's a lot of hearsay in the indictment. I'm telling you, they're gonna bring everything that they can put our videos up there, everything, and it's just something to bring forth the case. But all of that evidence will not most likely be able to be put into trial if it goes to trial. This means that jurors are not permitted to rely on the indictment to conclude the defendant as guilty. Nevertheless, it is common for the layperson to be swayed by the allegations in the indictment. So they'll read the indictment like these was all the charges, but that was just allegations. Some federal judges have a practice of allowing the jury to read the indictment during the deliberation. On that theory, this will help the jury understand the charges. The judge will then instruct the jury that the indictment is not evidence, allegedly, and may be considered an arraying at a verdict, meaning that you're just looking for information educational purposes only if they're looking at the indictment. And we're going to go into more about how jurors look at things if this go to court. Okay, if we go to court, I don't know. Get her. Okay, that's me getting excited. So an experienced defense attorney should evaluate these questions carefully in order to provide you with the best strategy and advice based on the facts of your case, Miss Henyard. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to leave this article for you too, Miss Henyard, because it go into, can a federal indictment be challenged, the conclusion and everything. You need to learn that. You need to know this, Henyard. You should got to have a lawyer on deck by now. If you don't, I think you're up shit's creek without a paddle. You better use at least the $500,000 that you got from Dalton. And obviously, it looks like you got even more from Thornton Township. Look about the same amount. You better get you a good lawyer. Now, as we conclude, I just want to show y'all with my little investigation skills what I found. I'm just trying. I'm trying to keep up. Trying to keep up here. But if I could bring up this Justia docket filing, I want y'all to know too, the gentleman who was down in the comments asking about looking at cases. This is another way that you can look at cases as well. You don't always have to use Pacer, and you can get some information. You see who I got on the screen, or I was already ready. I was already ready. So this is about 11 cases on Justia that highlights or involves Henyard. Now, I know some of them are repeats, but we're going to kind of look through this. I'm going to, go through and see which ones are significant for her, maybe pertinent to some of the information we've been sharing you. But you already see, I'm in it to win it. So, yeah, we're going to share this link with you to our family members who are interested in looking at information for yourself. I love to share resources. I am not the end all tell all. I'm here to share information. I love to share. Now, this is the page where I came across the lawsuit that involved Ms. Belcher and Tiffany. Now, I don't know the significance of this. I don't know what's in it, but you can see right here. This is Ms. Belcher and Henyard. And this was 2022, 4/25/2022, about a year ago. And I would assume it had something to do with the Thornton Township and how Miss Henyard was behaving or something. But I'm going to get into that on a later date just to show you I found some stuff. So don't be mad at Grace Levi when she speaks her piece about how she feels, because the intuition tells me stuff. And I'll be that one in the family that be like, listen, y'all, we got to get this together. Y'all all dysfunctional. You feel way about this. You saying this to somebody, that's saying somebody. Now we're going to get together, have a powwow, talk about this so we can move forward and we can win. We need to win this right here. And after that, we can deal with the indifferent feeling. But we need to win this right here, okay? Now, that's the one. This is it. Let me just bring that up. I couldn't pull it up. It happened in Cook County. So y'all can see it bigger. Is that Kiana Belcher? Am I not tripping? Okay. I'm gonna look into this a little bit more. I don't know what it entails, but I don't assume that, I know it's something that had to do with the township. But since Ms. Belcher does have some knowledge about the court systems and going through that with Henyard, as I told y'all, I gave y'all a suggestion. You may want to lead the people on the side of how to get their shit together, because there's a lot of cases here and they need to keep racking up, because that is what is the foundational information that the feds need to bring RICO. Okay, so that's some of the stuff I wanted to show you, just some of the things that I came across. And now I'm just going to get to Q&A, some questions, some things that y'all was saying in the back, and then we're going to close off this live. Robert Lee, it's a shame, so attractive on the outside but ugly on the inside. Barely. Chewbacca is barely. I'm sorry, I don't be hating on my black woman, but no, ugly is as ugly does. I don't care if you got all the makeup, you look beautiful, you ugly. So many corrupt politicians in the world. Yes, I agree, Robert Lee. I got my grandma back on, like, ugh, okay. T.I., hey, everybody. Hey, T.A., welcome to the family. I'm going to try to remember you guys. Y'all my firsties, the people who start commenting all the time. I'm writing y'all names down, so I will remember. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna ever have super chats though, because I'm not sure about the monetization. Like I told y'all, I'm stubborn. I feel some type of way that YouTube held me down or still held me down in the algorithm, and I'm gonna just keep pushing. And like I said, I need God's money, not yours. But the people can support me, as you see on the right hand corner. That's my Cash App. If you can, you already know I'm a working woman. Got 2 kids in college, and I'm just doing the damn thing. I'm my own sponsor. Anything that I show you guys as far as programs, it is somebody that I know, because it's me. I take responsibility for everything that I show you, and I'll tell you if it's for information or educational purpose only. I'm here for resources. Now, Keith Gardner, she's for the streets. She's for the fucking streets. I agree. Okay, Kamal is her boyfriend. That's a married man. So it's Kamal or Keith. Y'all say Kamal? Keith said me. He said, that's my girl. Because the police said, what you here for? Who are you? You her bodyguard? He like, no, that's my woman. Yeah, go ahead. It's there. He said it. So Kamal Woods is Tiffany boyfriend. I think RICO charges are coming. TA, they're already in the bag. RICO is so abstract, and I'm talking about RICO like a person, that it can scoop everybody, everything. That's why it was smart for Jedediah to, fall back from getting some information from people that would make him a witness. You see what I'm saying? We don't have nothing to do with none of that. But he probably up there testify. That'll be something good to watch. Man, we got another YSL coming. Now, that was not Freeman. That was Kamal speaking about Freeman. That was Kamal in the car with her? I thought that was Keith. The tall, lanky one. No? Okay, Kamal. Okay, so maybe I still need to get it together. I thought Keith was the tall, lanky one. I'd be right there next to him. That right there. Talking about bankruptcy. I mean, I thought I could see with my eyes, but maybe I got it confused. But I'm good with it. I love the input. Continue to like and subscribe. Please check out our other content that we have. That content is trending topics and all types of things that we put up here. Honestly, I'm just gonna be honest. Y'all gonna get to know Grace Levi. I am all over the place. I watch politics. I watch international news. Into the Bible and looking into prophecies and how it aligns to today. I'm into finance and how we're gonna survive this shit. But until then, I want to send love and blessings to Dalton. This is for you. I need you guys to endure, okay? Because you will make it. Prayers in the ears, baby.
You need a big fruit. The commandments is the lamp, the law is the light. I'ma share I led the way so we could get it right. Conversation with the rock, keep my spurs up. Every Shabbat, call Mikael, yeah, he know what up. And at that time, Mikael gon' stand for him. Watch the Father protection gon' land on him. Jacob trouble, it's about to feel like we getting double. Fighting all these principalities, a Royal Rumble. We know that we chosen, but we stand humble. 2020, I'll be talking louder, I'll be hanging mumble. Yeah, ball in our hands, Babylon fumble. We come back to the Father, Babylon crumble. He gon' give us everything, he's coming in a bundle. If you in the secret place, get covered like a tunnel. Can we all come together like we bout to huddle? Can we all ride together?
The real estate market often seems like a distant world where only an elite of experts is successful. In a time of so much uncertainty in the air and bad news, realist investing can seem intimidating. But today, I want to tell you that if you make the right decision today, you can enter the real estate market from the back door. Bad credit record? No credit at all. Do you dread the idea of having a home loan? Do you dream of owning investment properties? You are in the right place and right time, because we have created a program which is a tax lien and deed investment online course of only 14 hours. This course is specially designed for people like you who have big dreams. You will learn at your own pace and everything from your home computer. This is your chance. Join our membership for $19.99 a year. What are you waiting for? Visit our website primetimehomebuyerBuyback.org and sign up today for course access.